Hello, and welcome to some more testing. As today, we are going to be just continuing on with testing the Automatons, whatever the hell it's called, update. And I have relocated to the moon. I gotta get rid of my old waypoints now. Those are incorrect. As I do want to test auto airlocks and everything, so that would only really work up here. And what I have done is I've set up this beacon over here. This is literally just a slab of heavy armor to serve as a target. And that's it. And what I'm trying to do is make somewhat of a cruise missile. So I've got essentially this on here, and it shouldn't be able to hit that, like detect that it's there from this location. But what I should be able to do is basically launch it and have the back one on an override and the gyro locked and all that kind of stuff. And then it'll fly straight. And then once it flies over this mountain, it should go, whoa, and then fly into the target. That's the hope. So I just need to finesse it and see if I can get that to be correct. So I've been experimenting with missiles a whole bunch because I think they're going to be the coolest part of the new player-made weapons. That is the tiny little missile pod that I made. I posted pictures on Discord. So this little missile is this guy right here. And let me just copy so we can rip it open and show you what's inside. And we will just peel back the top here. And we can take a look at the guts. So for the guts of this thing, it has a little thruster cluster back here of a small conveyor and hydrogen thrusters in 5 directions. The flight controller will yell at you if you don't have it in all 6 directions, but that's okay. It can still fly fine with only in 5, and it's a missile. It's coming in to impact you. It doesn't need a braking thruster. Then after that, we've got its fuel tank right here. It's the attacking block, the AI offensive, the AI flight, a timer to run some stuff for it, to activate all of its systems when I launch the missiles. Because essentially I'm activating this timer, and then the timer sets the missile. Because this is on recharge, this is on stockpile, all of this stuff is off, and then when you activate this timer, it turns on the missile, arms this, does everything like that. So that's how it's set up. And then we even have the exhaust pipe in here from the DLC, from the Wasteland DLC, so that way you can have the missile literally like be kicking out smoke or fire or whatever as it's flying. And then a gyro for being able to turn, and a small battery for it being able to have a bit of power, and then a triple warhead and a little bit of a nose cone so that it can take a couple hits. Now, it won't take any large Gatling fire or anything. The warheads will trigger and it'll explode, but it is capable of getting past, say, a couple interior turrets and impacting on its opponent. But considering how fast this missile is, I could see this as a anti-fighter, although you may want to lighten it a bit. How are you supposed to fuel the tank for this? I don't know yet. You could conceivably do that by having something here temporarily while it's printed. So like this thruster could not be here, and you have a pipe, and that's how it's printed. And then once you cut it off, you have to put a single thruster on, and then it's ready. If not, you could probably, you know, get rid of the exhaust pipe because it's just extra, and you could put like a conveyor tube and then a small connector or something like that, and you could fuel it through that. Yeah, you theoretically could just use a connector instead of a merge block, but I kind of like the merge blocks that way. It's a bit stronger. But this is just for testing so far. I might have to rearrange its guts a little bit to be able to get that something for fueling on. Maybe take the fuel tank and move it forward one. So there would be a small conveyor here that would go up to a connector. The merge block would be here. And then this gyro would be moved back here. And then it would all fit in there. So it would be thruster, connector, merge in that order. And then you could like disconnect the connector and the merge at the same time. So it's definitely doable. But this is essentially what I've got in the guts here. And I think this is as big as I need to make it. 3 wide, when it's got stuff on it. It's like 2.5 bit tall. It's 3 wide. It's 3 tall here, but it's 3 wide, 3 tall. A little bit of a form-fitting factor to it. So this would be able to fit through a large door. So if you had a door as like acting as like a, God, I can't rotate this thing. If you had a door acting as a sort of missile bay, this could conceivably fly out of it. So that, I think that's pretty nice. But I actually need to chop this particular one off, and I need to set some things up on here before I plug it in and give it a go. So what I'm thinking for this missile, also I need to flip the flight one over, because this is currently right. So because the AI flight has an orientation to it, because this is like, this is the right side, because you see the little red R. If I plug it in with that merge block upside down, it'll be upside down. So I need to, so this with the flight on the right showing would be if you're like slinging it under a wing. But if I want it to fly from my launch thing, I need that to be left instead. So I just need to flip that over if it's going to be a top launch. Okay. That's the change I needed to do. And now I need to reset everything here. I've got everything all nicely named, so that way everything's happy. This control panel I'll remove at the end once everything's ready. And it'll just go through the actions on the timer again. Just make sure everything's good here. So when I trigger this timer, I want the forward thruster here to override. Well, actually, I don't even need to do that with the timer. I'll just have it on override, and when I press the button, the small hydrogen tank goes off of stockpile. So I don't even need to do that. That'll just be automatic. But I need to specify which one's the forward one. Okay, so timer block. We'll leave the 3 warheads arming there at the end. We need to enable auto on the battery, so our battery turns on. We will stockpile off on the small hydrogen tank, so that way our stuff has fuel. I believe I want to override the controls on the gyro. I think the thing takes over the gyro, if I'm not mistaken. Well, we can test that. We can test that right here. Actually, I'll put that right there for a second. We want to trigger on our exhaust pipes. That way we're getting some wonderful, beautiful exhaust. And we want to turn AI behavior on both of our things. Won't there be hydrogen going to it while it's connected to a ship? The way I've designed this is that this is like a self-contained, fully fueled rocket, and you just merge block them, and then when you let them go, that's it. What fuel they have is what they have. But certainly I would have to redesign it a little bit if there was going to be a connector. But as it stands now, this is a good setup for it. So what this should be able to do is when I get this missile timer block, when I trigger it, the battery will turn on, the hydrogen tank will turn on, the exhaust pipe will turn on to give it a nice effect as it's flying. We'll get the 2 AI controls. We'll get the gyroscope to lock so it'll fire straight while it's sort of cruising towards its target. And the warheads will turn on. Awesome. Now let's just make sure the AI flight is top speed. We don't need anything here except for that being top speed. And then AI offensive is going to an intercept. And we'll just put this down to the lowest as possible. And so this should be good to rock. So if I copy and slap it down on there, that missile should be ready to rock as soon as I trigger the embedded timer. So what I can do is I can go to here, and I can go to that timer and the trigger now. And I can jump into this little turret controller. Oh, right, I forgot. There's one more thing I need to do. Is I need to add a camera to this thing. It needs to be upside down here so that it's right side up over here. Should be this camera. The up and down on this is correct. Elevation -9. There we go. Alright, so there we go. So I'm in my little camera here, and I'm panning around. And I could, conceivably... See, I've got my missile there. And then when an enemy comes within range, I go... Oh! The enemy's over there? Let me do one last thing here. We will save. So I can come back to that moment real easily. And I'll spectate that. I'll dampen my spectator camera to it. And we shall launch. Oh, right. I didn't tell it to unlock the merge blocks. Merge block for missile off. Alright, bye, missile. There we go. I'll have to change that. But missile is now cruising away. And it should hopefully pick up that target. If not, it's going to just fly past. Maybe I need to add gun to that thing. I might need to add a gun to this. Or something. A turret on the back of it. Give it to the space pirates. There we go. Try this again. But that's the general idea, is that we'll be able to just launch a missile like that, and it would fly out and pick up its target. Shouldn't ground currents be 0? Yeah, let's try that. Min altitude 0. But I wonder if also it was the gyroscope override. Whether it couldn't have... Let's try turning off the gyroscope override. So we'll set up actions, we'll get rid of this gyro override, and we'll put the merge block toggle off in there. And then we've got missile camera. There we go. Missiles ready to rock again. We'll plug it in. And then you have to just set this back up again for that timer. And wrong camera, this one. We shall set up our spectator to follow it. And fire. Nice. So that cut me out of the camera immediately as it disconnected. Missile is cooking off here at 100 meters a second. And still not picking up that enemy there. It's being shot at, though. So the enemy is active. Kinda sucks. No, I don't believe the gyro is on. But we will find out. Let's save. Assets to 10 seconds, maybe. What if I can just... Okay, so searching, when I turn that on. Lock disabled. This happened to me before. Gyro. Override is not off. No, the power should be good. These are only taking 10. The exhaust, I don't think, takes any. The gyro only needs 2. And this thing can output 50. So, we're only using about half of our power. Camera takes 30 watts. And these are kilowatts that we're at. No, wait. Small battery. Yeah, max output of 200. Yeah, we're... Oh, no, the battery gets taken off recharge by the timer. So the battery will be off recharge at the right time. Yeah, missile didn't even try to turn. It's happened to me before where it just requires me to take the AI out again and put it back in again. Because it was dumb. Let me just put that on auto for a second and play with the AI. There is no active move block, that's fine. We want the closest. We want intercept. 10 seconds. Intercept basic. I think this is fine. Let's try that. I don't think I need to change the aim here much. Let me just retarget it. Let's aim right through that gap there. Oh, and it is gone. Well, at least I can make a pretty missile. Let me get rid of that missile. There, elite. Why you no target? I have not messed with the defensive block to do that yet. I'll have to play with that in a bit. I want to get this to work. Why are you not working? Is a very good question. I feel like I want to just leave the AI offensive on at all times. And we just trigger the AI move. No, it doesn't need a weapon to be a missile. Let's go with this thing. Alright, let's see. Status idle. This is searching. Three, two, one. Okay, there we go. That one worked. So I've run into this issue before. Where... and it hit and... didn't really cause much damage. That's okay. We're not trying to cause damage with the tests here. We're trying to get information and see if it works. Alright. So, what I've found before is if you try to turn both of them on at the exact same time, it doesn't work very well. You need to have the tracker searching for searching for targets on before you activate AI flight, it seems. So if that's the case, then we're going to leave the tracker on at all times and we're just going to activate AI flight. And we got the 3 warheads, but the warheads never connected. What I should do really is put a camera out this way. Here, 1 second. How do I want to do this? I'll just block like that. Block like that. Camera. That's the part of the turret. That way, whenever I use the turret, I can just get into that camera. There we go. That'll be this camera. There we go. And then I just have the missile on top of me. Alright, that's fine. Copy this. And then on the bar, you need to set up the missile launch. And let's get our camera following that thing. So this way we can go and basically look in any direction and then just say, ah, target spotted! And the thing takes off. And our little cruise missile is going out. And it's doing its thing. And then it goes, enemy! Changing direction! And hits him. I mean, they are going boom. This is just a giant block of heavy armor. It's not going to take that much damage. So, don't be like, oh my god, sort of thing. Nice. Ah, so there you go, SAM site. So I can get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. And I can just plop this on the turret. And then when you're ready to go, you just aim it and then trigger it, which you have to have it set up beforehand. But you would have this all set up beforehand. I wonder. These things have actions. Can you have this trigger this? Can I set this up to be an 800 AI target small ships? Let's find out. If this is just like an automatic missile launcher, I'm going to be really, really excited. Let me just move myself over here. I'll plop down a fighter. This is a fighter I used in Splitsy series, but it'll work for what we're doing. Goodbye, turret. Don't need you. We'll get in here and we'll transfer this all to Space Pirates. And then we'll take off with it. And we'll start flying towards the base. Okay, so the missile should have an 800-meter range. So I'm currently at 1 kilometer. Oh! It launched it, but it's just... it's not going. Why aren't you... It triggered it, but it's not going forward. Why aren't you going forward? What happened to you? This thruster? I need a panel on this. What's happening here? Oh, I need to disable the thrust override. That's what. And look at that. Holy shit, that's gonna work! Oh my god, we're gonna have automatic fucking player-made missiles on a turret! Oh, I'm excited for that. Okay. The turret's all wiggly wonky. We'll reset the turret. We'll aim it away. This will be a good... Right? Let's aim it over there. Let's get into this thing with a panel. Let's go to that thing and turn its thruster override off because we don't need that. Thruster override would be for like a cruise missile. This is going to be for an interception missile, so we don't need to do that. And yeah, let's change the offensive into target prediction. How about? Why not? Boom. Okay. And then we have to reset our missile thing into setup actions, because the thing's gone now. So we set up the timer block for the missile. Not that trigger now. Damn it. Okay. So that thing should be ready to rock. And we'll go jump back into our fighter over here. Alright. Forwards. Let's give a tiny bit of override. Actually, no. Let's go full override on our large thruster. Our ship's coming in. Our ship's coming in. And it's flying past. Okay. We didn't set it up right. That's okay, that's okay. We're testing. Park ourselves over here. Broadcast radius. Okay, so why didn't you work? Does that need to turn the AI on this thing back on? Missile, custom turret missile. It doesn't have the choice for an AI anymore. Oh, its camera got disabled. Now it's enable AI. Okay. That's what happened. Let me save. We got everything set up, ready to go. I mean, once you have this all set up and you have like a proper like missile all good and everything's happy, and then you can just copy paste a bunch of those around your base. Okay. So let's take one of these hydro thrusters and override it forward. I should come within 800 meters. If I don't, I will adjust. I might adjust. Yeah, let's go this way. Let's fly this way. Guaranteed to come within 800. Come on. Okay. Oh, the thing is, it can't catch me because I'm going too fast. So I need to slow down. Whoa! It overshot! I dodged it! I dodged! I guess maybe target prediction is not as good as we thought it would be. Because I can dodge this pretty simply. Okay, let's get rid of your strunk missile before it kills me. We are far enough away so it won't target us again. Nice! I can't believe how well that works, minus the fact that it didn't work. Oh, nice. Okay, let's slap another one on. But I'm going to change this one to be back to normal interception. The unnamed camera is this thing. On this one. That's the unnamed one. Is it there? Yeah, because it's on the solar panel. This camera here. This is camera solar. So there's missile camera and camera missile, but they look like they're on the same subgrid, but they're not. I guess they are, kind of. They are on the same subgrid, because this is a merge, not a connector. I guess that's why it's losing the camera every time it fires. Whatever. It's all good. I'll figure it out in the end. AI offensive, we're gonna go for non-target protection. Just go basic. It seems to work pretty well. Alright, let's try it again. You stay there, and I'm gonna go over here. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to rebuild the missile a little bit and get it a small connector instead of a merge. Probably the best. But for now, it works. Also, I think this would work best with an... there's the mod that adds... what is it? It's like a proportional speed system. So the smaller and lighter your grid, the faster your top speed is. And if you're not actively pushing, your top speed is like limited. And what that would do would make it so that actually I just want to go backwards off. Just coasting on by here. Did I set this up again? Alright, I didn't set it up to release the missile. But it's tracking me. That's okay. We'll just coast on by here. A relative top speed mod. That's it. I think relative top speed with missiles would be a lot better because then fighters couldn't outrun missiles. That would be kind of cool. Okay. So I didn't set you up to fire. Missile, setup actions, trigger down. Alright, so now this is ready to go. Yeah, I can rebuild the missile to have a connector instead. I just screwing around creative and have them on a merge, which works well enough for what I need it to do. Okay, so we should be able to get up to, like, let's say 60 meters a second, and then just leave her there, and then we can come watch the missile fire. See my ship moving there in the distance? Missile triggers, fires! I mean, it knocked me out, but that's the problem with having warheads behind armor, I think, is that the warheads don't trigger nicely. I'm going to strip a lot of the armor off that thing and leave the warheads exposed. And it's probably going to do a lot more damage. Warhead proximity detonation is more effective? Yeah, probably. Also, I think this thing needs to be just lighter so that it is capable of making the turns and such better. So let's just try stripping this armor off here. Because this is the missile in its core. We can just screw with that for a second. Because I think that will be a little better. Okay, so this should be ready to fire again, because this is how we left it. Don't need to save again. We'll follow the missile. We'll go jump in. Do I know about the new turret controller function? Yeah, my solar tower right there is using it to power that little outpost I have. Ow. I'm arming the warheads when it launches. See, that's more effective. Ow. Yeah, problem with expose: if the drone has a gun, then bye-bye missile. But that should be essentially how much damage it should cause. So let me just reload that real quick. So let's do it within armor, but with a sensor in the front to detect their grid. Oh, this should be so good. AW20, AW80, I have no idea why your messages are doing like 3 times in a row. Probably just something with your internet connection. Yeah, also YouTube is pretty stupid. Alright. So, instead of a camera there, let's put a sensor. And on this sensor, we'll name this missile sensor. And we'll set up actions. And I just need to trigger one of the warheads, right? I'm going to turn it off for a second here because it's going to blow me up if I don't. Front extent 555. I'm just going to leave it like that just to try this right now. We don't want to detect players. We want to detect small chips. Don't target friendly, target enemy only. This stream is unavailable. Sure. There we go. I can set that into the whole system as well, like with it getting turned on with the timer and all that kind of stuff. So when it's 5 meters away from the target, it'll blow. Yeah, I can do that with an event controller as well. But I'm gonna do this. Well, I'm currently controlling half a ship. That's pretty good. I mean, you can't really ask for much more than that, right? What is it? F? Which F is it? F? Yeah, F5. There we go. That's pretty tasty. So you can make automatic launching player-made missiles. that work with the turret controller to target an enemy for you. Oh, that is so cool. Oh yeah, I'm certain they could do with different sensor ranges. That was 5 meters. But I mean, at 5 meters, it evaporated my ship, so I don't really need anything more than that, really. So yeah, that's it. We've got we have a fully functional missile turret, a SAM. So you could theoretically make I mean, you could make a smaller version of this missile if you wanted to. You don't need 3 warheads. Like, you don't need a bunch of stuff. You could probably, the exhaust block in there. You could make this smaller, and you could have it on a pickup truck. And you could have like 2 or 3 on a pickup truck, and they're all named different things, all set up differently, and each one has a different button you press, and you could literally have like this little SAM pickup truck that would be driving around, and then you just like pop the thing at the back. The driver's driving, the passenger is operating the turret, and he just presses a button, and freaking missile flies off. There you go. So easy. Yes! I love that it's actually possible, and it fully automatic with the turret controller. So can you just imagine having like 6 of these around your base at different points? Yeah, now you need one that auto prints and auto fires. Oh, so good. I wonder if you could have it so that, because, okay, so what's happening is we have the missile all set up ready to fire. When the turret controller, using this as a turret and that as a camera, picks up the enemy, it triggers the timer on there to fly out. I wonder how you would get that to be able to reprint. Because the thing that's on here, its setup actions needs to be reset every time. So I don't know if you can make this reprint and refire automatically again. Unless the camera and the whole turret thing was separate, and it was triggering a timer that stayed here, and that timer was somehow doing it. Yeah, timer on the turret instead, like timer on this base. And maybe the missile isn't even attached to that. It's just like attached to, maybe it's just like a vertical launch system. It's literally in its little launch tube, and it's getting printed. And then every time that the turret has a target, it tries to launch a missile every 30 seconds or something. So every time the turret gets a target, it tries to launch a missile. And it'll just build the missile in between and repeat that over and over again. Something like that. I'm pretty sure you can figure that out, but that's not really what I want to go to all of the finesse tonight. Now that we've done this, I want to just figure out how to do the airlock system. So I'm going to hello. Alright, that thing is going weird. Can you stop? Please? Okay. Where's the rotor? There it is. How about I just inertia tensor you? Saying how you're fine. Does that still track even with inertia tensors? Yeah, it does. It's fine with inertia tensors. Maybe not the hinge though. The hinge is doing fine. Oh wait, I just have the rotor on really slow. That's why. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You just need to inertia tensor it. All right. I want to go over here, and then slice this off. Actually, goes into a hill there, so that's not going to be useful. Let's do that this direction. Go over here a bit, and then slice this off. So it's a separate grip, so I don't get a bunch of stuff in my control panel while I'm working here. So let's do the automatic airlock, because I know it's been done, but I want to figure out how to do it. I don't want to look at any tutorials. I just want to figure this out. We need the event. We need the event. We need vent. Which we don't have the full air vent yet, which sucks. Blah, 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 blah. But we're going to need oxy tanks. So, and we're going to need doors. Okay. And because it's me, I'm going to make this a big thing. I'll make it big. Let's use the... Well, I have big in there. Door! Big door! Where's the gate? There it is. Ha ha ha! Yeah. Gate, damn it. Because why the hell not? Also batteries. I need a battery somewhere in this grid to make it actually function. I want to have big Chungus gate. And I want this to be for a rover driving in. So let's have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks of space. Nice and big, and I'm going to hide that battery underneath here so I don't have to look at it. Because you're ugly, battery. And we'll make this pretty as I can. It wants me to put stuff in the corner first. Window. Let's just do like one by ones. Just because I can. There we go. Okay. Room. Now to do venti thingies. So we'll put in an oxy tank. We'll put in the vent. And we need to make one space over here. Another room. That was the wrong thing to do. Because this is the actual pressurized room over here. So I'm not looking at chat right now just because I'm in build mode. I'll look at it in a second here. That can go across. That can go up. This can come over. Cut out that wall. Put those there. Put that there. Put that there. Put windows. Alright. So we have our lock and our room. Oh, yeah. So. Thankfully, this O2 tank has 50% when it comes with it during creative, which is nice. So we don't need to put a thing here. Oh, right. And we have 2 event controllers. I don't know if I need 2. Let's get rid of 1. So. When we're in this situation, ooh, that's pressurized. And if I have this thing opened, this area is pressurized. This is all good. Okay, so this is going to be gate exterior, gate interior, and we got battery vent, event controller, oxygen tank. Okay, so my understanding is the door opened. You do both blocks? You set up actions. Now, how is this done? Because I want the vent to go from... How would this go? When I need to set this up one door at a time, because this is all my brain can handle. Exterior door. When the exterior door is opened, I want the vent to depressurize. When the exterior vent thing is closed, I want the vent to depressurize off. Right? Because they also had a thing where it was like, that was like locked and such. But if I do that, this is just going to vent immediately because there is no time for this to vent out. Right? When I do that, it just loses the air. That turning that on and that repressurizing when it's closed worked. How did they do the airlock things? When I open this door, I want this thing to be already vented. When this door is able to be opened, this should be already vented. Right? So we should have this room depressurized. And this door should be actually locked. It should be off. And that means this door is ready to be opened. Okay. I think I know what I need to do here. Okay, this is sort of like one half of the states. This door is open. This door is off, so it's locked. When I close this door, I want this thing to... When it detects this door is closed, it should lock this door by turning it off, and it should pressurize the room, and it should unlock that. Set up actions on the vent block? Oh, right, you can do it here, too. Set up actions, and this is when it's... Slot 1 is when the room is pressurized. When the room is no longer pressurized. When the room is pressurized, gate interior turn... Oh, God, that's only one, though. The room is pressurized. We toggle on-off of the gate interior. But then... I'm so confused! What? Oh, event control. Oh, right! The event controllers have, like, infinite actions. Okay, they've got all the things here. Okay. When... Is it... And if I add this block for both of them, and I set up actions, can I choose which one it is? No, that's just the trigger would be for both of them. So I think I need 2 event blocks, I think. I posted the airlock setup instruction. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, God. It's so fuzzy. 1 event controllers, 2 doors, 1 vent, 1 oxidation, and a little optional button. Okay. Build the airlock. Turn the inside door off and set the vent to depressurize. Did that. I figured that part out on my own. Select the door opened condition on the event controller and select both doors. Both doors? Okay. Now set up the actions in the event controller as follows. Set up actions. Toolbar 1. Use second action slot to on-off interior door. Second action slot. On toolbar 2, use second action slot to on-off exterior door. And toolbar 3, use second action slot to toggle on-off depression of vent. Set up the air vent. Use the first action slot to open the interior door. Interior door open and exterior door. Use the second action to open the exterior door. To activate, you can either close any of the 2 doors or set up the 2 doors in a group and have them close using a sensor button. Okay. So if I close this, this is going to trigger that it closed, and it's going to turn that on, and then when this is done pressurizing, it opens it. And then we come inside. Okay. Then I come through and I close this. And this is going to trigger when it's closed to switch that. And when that's depressurized, it's going to open that. Oh my god, that's cool! What the heck? Oh, I could not have figured that out myself. I probably could have, but it would have taken me hours. Set up the 2 doors in a group and have them close using a sensor or button. Okay, so that's like if the things... So if I put a button out, if I just have a little vertical button here, to cycle my airlock. And I go into here, and I need to get into here, and we'll go gates. And we'll go button 1, gates, open. I think that's all you need to do is just gates open. So if I close this, I'm going to be locked out. So that just closed it. It depressurized the room, and that door opened. Wonderful. But now I can't get out. Press the button. No, that's not open. It needs to be closed. Closed, 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 closed. Closed. Close that door. Yeah. And then it'll cycle. Oh, and then I can go through. And then you can just use the door, but you can also just set this up with the closed thing. Bada bum. Oh, fully functional airlock. Okay, now that I understand how it is done, I'm gonna set up a nice small airlock setup. So I want this to be as small as physically possible, while 100% functional. And this should be something that you can copy and paste onto a ship. So it should be sliding door. There's going to be... there's already got a vent there. It's going to be vent buried under a catwalk. To be another sliding door. And it's going to be bada boom, bada boom. Oh, also we can take... Oh, I can't do that with that vent, the catwalk there. So we have the vent under there, and then we can put the event controller up against that vent. And close it off. And we'll just put a conveyor and an oxy tank, with the idea that you would be able to just plug this into any ship. We'll learn if these automation blocks are tight right now. So realistically, this thing should be 100% modular, in the sense that I actually really don't need any of this. I should just be able to go and cut you from here. And I should be able to have this just as a little 3x3x3 block that I can add to any ship at any time, and it would be functional. But we'll slap this on just so this functions for now. If I close both these doors, it pressurizes. Okay, so the event controller is a good block. This is gonna be exterior. It is airtight. Interior. We're gonna go air vent depressurize, exterior door open, interior door off. Okay, so that's the setup. Also, I want to throw on a light here, but I can't because of the catwalk. Ah, well, we don't really need a light in our thing here. A full block vent would be nice. There is one. It's coming with the next update. But this is just for now. Okay, again. So, let's set this up. I could do lighted passage, although I'd still fall down here. If you had a full block for the vent, which we don't have yet, you could replace that down here, and then you could put a lighted passage where I am now. So, totally. But that full vent is going to come soon. Soon. That's all I can say about that. Just soon. But this is going to work for now. Okay, let's set this up. So I got to follow these things again. Right. So a vent controller is... Let's see if I remember this. Vent controller is door opened. It's on a... Both those things? They look like they were on a different grid, but they're on the same grid. Okay. Vent controller is both the doors. Select actions. Toolbar 1. We have on-off interior in the second thing. On-off exterior. And depressurization of vent. Toggle off. On-off. And then vent, we have open interior and open exterior. All right. That's still on. This one's still not able to go. I can't get out. Alright, there should be a little room here that it will be pressurized. Which I will fill with glass. Sure. 3x3 inverts. Oh no, I can't fill the whole room with glass. It doesn't work that way. Oh, I know what's something I can do. I can do this going up, boom, 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 and then I can do some window. There's 3x3 windows. 3x3 flats. I need some blocks here in the center just so that I can put down my windows first. And then I can remove them afterwards. Just because they're annoying. And then I just need some 2x3s for this. Uno momento. I'm getting some windows down. Give me a moment. 2x3. There. There. And there. And then I'll teleport myself inside. And clean up all this blockage. And open this thing. This is not getting turned on off. Did I set that up right in the vent controller? Interior. Oh, they're both interior. Bleh, that's why. Exterior on off. Interior door should be off right now. Yeah, okay. There we go. Let's set this up again with the button panels. And doors. Oops, doors closed. Huh? Huh? Why you no do that? Oh, you're not in the freaking group, you dummy. Nice! There's more buttons. I mean, there is this thing. Sci-fi one button. There's a button pedal. That's not a DLC. Oh, yeah, yeah. This is DLC. May always put one of these down. I mean, that's a pretty fast cycling thing. And this will get lights. We can put a lighted corridor passage 3 light. So imagine in the future that there would be a passage 3 light in here. This grate would not need to be here, and the vent would be all the way up to the top because it would be a full block vent, which is coming soon. And that would be your airlocks. And all you need to do is just come up to it and go boop. Come inside and then just close. And you're in your ship. Oh yeah, it is really fast to pressurize and depressurize. Because it's small. But even this, with like these giant ass doors. Come on. I mean, this only takes a few seconds. Like, that's pretty reasonable for the speed of a, like, fairly large airlock. Yeah, you could add more vents and then it doesn't matter. Like, because I could go like this, and I could add, like, another tank. Here, I could do another tank, and I could do... Oh, no, wait, because then I'd need to change them to depressurize on and off. Now, I'd have to, like, set up a timer and stuff like that to do it more. But, yeah, it's definitely possible. Like, it's smooth. Can event controller do groups? Oh, let's see. Event controller. No, just the individual blocks. Alright. Alright, how long have I been streaming? Hour and a half or so. Okay. We still got more stuff to do. So we've got examples. So what this little airlock is like a 3x3x3 little airlock that you could conceivably copy and paste onto any ship. And you just slap this on the ship and it's got an automatic airlock on it. That's pretty dope. Oh, I know I can make this... I can make this better when we have the full airlock. When the full block air vent. because then you can just have that air vent as the floor, and then you can have a lighted passage here, and then everything will be happy. So, no worries about that. That'll be for the future, though. But that is a full airlock there, fully automated, easy peasy lemon squeezy. That could just be slapped on the side of your ship with absolutely no issues. And also, it doesn't have to be this shape. You can make the airlock in any shape you want. And all of this will still function properly. Yeah, I want Marilyn Monroe action. I want my little engineer's skirt to kick up. So far, we've figured out how to make an automatic surface-to-air missile sight. We also have got a variation of that, which is a cruise missile, which we can manually aim at a direction and then fire over the horizon, and then it will find its target and then aim into him and then hit the target. So we've got both like manual cruise missiles and interception missiles. So that's nice. I'll have to redesign the guts of this missile a little bit, but I think the fundamentals are there of how I've set it up. This is somebody else's like concept with their exact how it's set up, but I mean it works so frickin' well. This is going to be like a this is just going to be ubiquitous design. You want to test this stuff with water yet? No, I haven't. I have only been running build vision and build info. That's pretty much it. I don't want to put a bunch of mods on here and cause the game to be unstable while it's in testing. This is tracking sun, which I think is going to be so freaking useful in the next season I do, because I don't have to put in any scripts or anything. This is just going to be, oh yeah, make a solar tower. Easy. Alright. So now, what's the next thing I want to do? I don't have docking worked out. I haven't gotten that to work yet, so I want to get that to work. Okay. So let's make something dock with something. Nectar. Yeah, that is a script that is no longer needed. If you're using a event controller on the missile, you can check to see if the connector is disabled and to have it get launched, and you won't need to keep adding the timer block to the actions every time. That'll be good. I'll do that for next time. I need a little bit of cargo thing. Should I... Do I even have a good little hydrogen cargo drone? What do I even have here is a very good question. Very good question. I have my little atmospheric drones. I'm just going to make a tiny little ion something. Yeah, I don't have any my random silly blueprints. I don't have a good little ion drone right now. Alright, let's make something. I tried doing the AI recording things and it bugged last time I did it, so I gotta try it again essentially. So, let's build a little drone. Ion. We'll use the cool looking ions, because why not? Cargo. Let's just have a medium cargo container. Let's have a battery. We'll put a battery on each end. And we'll put some ions pointing downwards. And some ions pointing forwards and backwards. Some ions pointing to the sides. And bada bum. Instantaneous little cargo drone. Although I need to probably point some ions up, just because the thing's going to yell at me if I don't. Bada bum! She flies! Instant little cargo drone. AI! Okay. So, if you want to remember which ways the AI flight move needs to be pointed, if the rocket is heading to your bottom left, it is in the right direction. So we can see there at the front, that is left, and that is right. So if the missile is pointing down to the left, that's what you want. That's your flight move. We're also going to do task basic, and this one is not a directional one, so it doesn't matter. I think the only other one is the recorder, and it's going up to the right with its, up to the left with its arrow. Yeah, it does say front and such like that. It says F and it says rear panel and stuff like that. But if you just want to remember quickly, you can just go, if I'm looking in the way forward, rocket down, arrow, like down left, arrow up left, and that's correct. So it's just like a quick way to remind yourself what it is. And we'll do the task basic, and we'll do a seat. Alright. That's a ship. It works. It flies. It's, it does everything you want it to. I think it actually needs a little bit more bat. Ah. And we'll grab this. And we'll plunk it down over here. I got two little platforms ready to rock. Connector, switch lock. Let's go. Recorder task. Record on off. Okay. Speed limit 10. Let's just do min altitude. Nothing. I don't really care. Min altitude maybe like 1 meter. Let's try this. So I'm going to turn the recorder block on, and then I'm going to start going. Disconnect. I'm going to raise up. I'm going to fly forward. I'm going to come in for a stop. I'm going to come down ever so slowly and gently. Give it a second. Connect. I'm going to wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Disconnect. And then fly back. Connect. Stop recording. Okay. So I have my recording. We look in here. We have a bunch of waypoints and a bunch of stuff like this. Sweet. Precision collision avoidance is off because we need to get really low to land on some of this stuff. Let's turn on AI behavior. Play. You can use it on a rover weirdly. You have to basically just have a bunch of, like, gyros that are doing the turning. Yep, flight is doing its thing. Okay. Alright, there's a whole thing here of show AI functions. Show path on HUD, show selected points. Did it lock? So those are the waypoints it's going to. I can probably get rid of like half these waypoints. So like I don't need that or that. I can probably get rid of like all of that. And it's going to waypoint 20. So probably like waypoint 20 and then waypoint 26. And get rid of like half these waypoints here. Oh, what? You set up action. We need our connector to switch lock. On waypoint 0, we need set up action, ship, switch lock. That's better. Then it just goes the whole 100 meters without having to go boop, 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 and stop. That's good. Is there a manual add waypoint thing on here? There is! Okay, good. There's a manual add waypoint. Okay, so I'm going to stop this thing. I'm going to clear, delete all waypoints. I'm going to turn the behavior flight off. And I'm going to manually make waypoints. Yeah, it didn't really get the delay. What you'd have to do there is have like a timer, or no, you can have an event controller when you are... Two event controllers. One, when your connector is connected, disable the flight block. And then when your cargo is full, enable the flight block. So that way you stop flying there for a moment. Oh wait, you just need one. When it gets to that point, you set up an action. It'll connect and disable itself. And then you have an event controller so that when you're full, it'll re-enable yourself and continue on with your path. So, from here, I'm going to make a waypoint. And then I'm going to disconnect. Jesus Christ, that takes off fast. I actually don't need those that many large ones on. Just have the one large. And then once I get, say, 20 meters off the ground, I'm going to create another waypoint. And then I'm going to fly over to this thing. Yeah, this is exactly what I did for my moon base back in Season 1. But without the extra clutter. This is just making it easy to do that. We'll go 20 meters off the ground, add a waypoint, and then we'll go down to it. Waypoint. And then let's make this one different. Let's go over to the left a little bit, so I know that it's picking up a different one. Waypoint. Yeah, you can make janky rovers, but not actual, like, legit smart rovers yet. I'm sure someone will make a script that sort of accompanies it, and will make it a little bit better. Waypoint. Okay, so I manually made those waypoints. But at each one of these... So waypoint 0, I need to unlock. Then we go waypoint 1, which is above me. Waypoint 2, which is above... Oh, they're there. Waypoint 3, which is... at the other thing. I would want to... switch lock. Although I may need to do that manually. It's probably going to get gummed up at waypoint 3. I probably need to do 2 waypoints there. One for lock and one for unlock. And then back at waypoint 6. Set up action. Lock. So I'll probably need to help it with waypoint 3. That's fine. Why are you so dumb, Mr. Thing? I don't know why this is going so slow. And then I think I need to manually do it here. Precision is on, but that's because I need it to land on the connector every time. I mean, I can try precision off. And it is a little more loosey-goosey. See, with precision off, it missed. And had to come back. Yeah, it's pretty functional. Especially because what they were doing in their preview video is they were only docking to the rover. And they're kind of just driving into it and then sort of nestling in, and then they just locked up when they could. Where when they got back to the base, they were flying over a collector and they were ejecting the ore. So they don't need to connect to the base. You just need to get to a position and then just dump your cargo. Then when your cargo's done, empty, continue on with the flight. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. I mean, that functions. You can use the timer block to trigger the flight for auto docking. Tie position mode to the sensor detecting the dock. Yeah, you could do that, or you could actually just in the flight recorder at particular waypoints, you go in and set up action, and you change the flight to precision on off. Precision on at certain points, precision off at certain points. So when you're coming into dock, you want precision, but when you're flying from place to place, you don't. So you can, like, you could do a lot there to set it up. But I would personally manually create the paths if you're setting things up, because I think that's better. And there's reference beacons as well, so you can add actually in a beacon as a waypoint. That's nice. So you could have the that beacon be where you want to go, and you have it so when you get to the beacon, then you dock. Best way I think is 2 recorders, one for unloading, one for docking at the rover, and the event controller, or 2 to control the actions. That could work. So one recorder is like, say for example, you're doing that thing where you have a little mining rover, and it's doing its thing, and it's just going brr, 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 and it's, say for example, it's in this crevasse, and it's doing its thing, it's just mining away. You would want to have your flight back to be, your first waypoint would be up here in the sky, so that your thing immediately flies up to clear any obstacles, and then there would be the beacon to go to. Then it would travel to the beacon, and it would go blah, 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 and dump all of its stuff, and then you could activate, once cargo was done, you activate the other recorded task block, and that takes it back to wherever the thing was working in the sort of general work area, and then it looks around for the beacon and goes, oh, you're over there now, and flies to you. That would probably be best. Yeah. Am I losing my daylight? I think I am. Yeah, let's reset my day. Watch my tower go crazy trying to find the sun again. Yeah, that would probably be the best way to set up a auto docking thing. So, for example, let's give that a little bit of a go here. I have my ore hauler, which happens to have connectors on the top of it. We'll get rid of all these programs here so we don't need to worry about those, because they're not screwing it up. Wheels, boy. Yeah, sure, 50% power. So we should be able to get it so that that thing travels to this based on a beacon, which I can put on this thing, and it lands on this thing with a beacon. So let me just go move this thing away. I think this would probably be... What time is it? Yeah, we've been going for about two hours right now. Once I get this thing working, that'll probably be the last thing to do today. So say my mining thing is driving along and it's doing its thing in its own road. Oh, look, there's an ore patch right here. We've discovered an ore patch, and we're going to park up, and this thing is going to stay right there. And then everyone's around here, and they're all mining away and dumping it onto this thing. Okay. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Let's go and say this recorder is going to be to home, and another recorder is going to be to rover. So we're going to delete all waypoints. So to rover, what we want is go to the second bar here so I don't confuse myself. To rover, add waypoint. So at this current place, I want to ask flight move behavior off, please, so I can control my ship. Okay. Also, I'm going to set these pitch angles to 0, so that way it tries to stay as flat as physically possible. Precision, sure, I'll leave it on. So, to rover. We are wanting to go waypoint here, because at this waypoint, waypoint 0, we need to set up an action, which is going to be to unlock ourselves from this base. That's very important. So then we're going to do that unlock. And we'll rise up 20 meters in the air first, just so we get a little bit of clearance. And then the next thing we want to do is add a reference beacon. And we're going to fly to the reference beacon. And I want to see what happens if I just do that. So let's just land here. And then for the to rover, we will AI behavior on off. And also we'll get the AI flight AI behavior on off. So we'll turn the flight on, and we'll turn that to rover on. And then we'll go to rover play. Trucker Tech? Is that, if that's how it is, that's kind of interesting. I'll have to screw with that. Flight is on, it's good, it's there. To rover is on, going to waypoint 0. It's not working. How about I just unlock myself natural? To rover. Where am I trying to go? The heck? To rover, play, stop. Can't I control my rover? Why do I have no control? Flight box turned on. Flight box has AI behavior. It's moving to the waypoint. The thrusters are just not doing anything. I don't know. Quick load. Try that. See if that works. Yeah, there you go. Reload. Does wonders. No, the first recorder is not on. Alright, let's stop. Let's just do the AI basic flight task here. I think I can do this with just the basic. Let me just kill these recorders for a moment. Give me a second here. I think we can do this with just basic. Autopilot one way. Oh, it doesn't have the reference locations. Just has GPSs. Oh, interesting. So it is the advanced one they can only do it with. So I've got my beacon over there. So for this recorder, add a reference beacon. And that's waypoint 0. What happens if I just play that? AI move is on, collision avoidance on, speed limit 10, min altitude 25, AI recorder play. Why is behavior disabled? AI basic is not on. AI basic is not on. I know these. I'm not this dumb. Delete selected. Let's do. I need control of my thing again. Whoa! Hello. You nutso thingy. Let's go and say recorder. Let's go record. No, stop. I don't need to do that. I want to add a waypoint. Oh, wait. I think I may... my brain might be clear selection. I want to add a waypoint without a reference beacon. And then I want to fly up a bit. And then add a waypoint without a reference beacon. And then fly to this thing over top of it with a reference beacon. And then dock to it with a reference beacon. Or fuck it, let's just directly dock to it with a reference beacon. So this is the next waypoint here. And this will go beacon as a reference and add waypoint. And this waypoint we want to lock. Okay. So, AI recorder behavior on, AI move behavior on, AI recorder play. Do 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 do. Why don't you fly? Seriously, dude. What the heck is wrong with you? Recorder is on. It has good waypoints. Playing record. Next waypoint is waypoint 0. Oh, do I need to clear this? Oh, that's interesting. I need to clear that selection before it started doing something. Now, I did move that thing. Is it going to go to the old spot? So it's not going to the beacon? Yeah, it's going to where it was. Okay, so it didn't get the... reference beacon. Okay. I think I understand now. This recorder, when it has a reference beacon, is changing everything based on that beacon. This is really annoying. Yeah, exactly how Trekker Tech says. The whole path is relative to the world or the beacon. There is no if and betweens. So, this... We need to just delete this. Delete all waypoints. We need to make it reference beacon is the beacon. Let me just turn that off so I can control it. And we're going to give it 2 waypoints. One is going to be 50 meters above, so it can get there quickly without blowing itself to smithereens. And we'll go with the reference beacon, add a waypoint. And then we'll go and land on the ship. And AI recorder. Record and... No, not record. Okay, I just made the one. That's fine. And it was relevant. Referencing that. Setup action. At this point, we want to lock when we get to that location. So, what it should be able to do, is I should be able to just throw myself anywhere. I'll just be anywhere. I'll just throw my ship over there. I should be able to move this, and then it will go somewhere relative of this. So I will move my rover back over here. And I'm going to go jump back into my thing and play it relative to that. So it should go to there and then to there. So it's the entire path is relative to it, not just individual waypoints. So I'm going to the point that was 50 some odd meters above and just a little bit behind it. And then it's going to go down to it and dock. So if you're doing this for, like, say, fighter ships as they're coming into dock and, like, drone stuff, you would have to set it up so that they are all relative on their return paths. Okay, so now let me have control. All right, I'm gonna throw this thing over here. Wow. And I'm going to turn on its thing, and I'm going to my mouse double clicked. That wasn't a bug or anything. That was just my mouse being sucky. And I'm going to zip on over here. And I'm going to actively move as the thing is docking. So I'm going to turn on some wheel overrides. Left side, I think we'll do like 0.2. And right side, is it right side negative 0.2? And on my wheels, I'm going to do a top speed Speed limit of 20 kilometers an hour. Actually, slower. Let's just do like a speed limit of like 5. You can see I'm driving around. And I'm just going to crawl along here. And I want to see if this thing will dock to me while I'm rolling. Because if it can, that's God tier. I'm only moving at a couple meters a second. But it should be enough to screw this thing up if it's dumb. Oh, okay. Caught on the back one. Okay. So it doesn't really like it if the thing is moving. Because when it gets to its point, if it misses its lock, like switch connector or do a landing gear or something like that, it will be left behind. So that could be bad. Say you're coasting along in a carrier and your drones are coming back and they're docking in and you're coasting at like 50 meters a second. Your drone gets to its spot, but then it misses and then it slams into the back of the wall because its dampener's turned on at that point. So you'd have to watch out for that. Okay. No, it's definitely not still trying. If I, like, it can easily move forward. It reached its position. Set dampeners relative to where you're docking to. Yeah, but the AI can't do that. That's all well and great if you're flying it, but I'm talking about the AI, dude. Speed limit 100. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the AI is not capable of auto dampening by itself. Well, what we can do real quick is throw on another recording here. AI recorder test. And port on off. AI flight behavior off so I can have the ability to fly. Oh god, this thing's got so much upwards thrust. So I'm recording. So I'm just going to fly around a little bit. I'm going to dampen to that. Fly around a little bit. And then turn off the recording. And I can pretty much bet that there's no actions that were set up here. See setup actions? There's no dampen to something here. That's not going to work. So if I go now and say flight move on test play, it's going to go over here and it's going to fly that path, but it's not going to dampen to that grid because it doesn't even know where it's supposed to be facing, right? It's just going from waypoint to waypoint. Oh, is it? Oh, is it redoing the facing as well? Dude, it's actually redoing how I aimed at it as I moved. Oh, that's kind of cool. That may be... Oh, that would be kind of nice for people who are making machinima. So that they can record a thing being at different angles and stuff, and then it'll redo that. But look at that, it's not dampened. The AI cannot auto-dampen to something. So you would have to make sure that once you reached your last position, you would have to, like, turn off all your thrusters instantaneously. So that way you just preserve your momentum. Like, that would be like your last position thing. So when you reach your last position, turn off all thrusters. Yeah, if you could have it, like, if they could have a setting so that it's when it's moving relative to a beacon, it auto dampens to the beacon. That would be great. That would be absolutely amazing. Because then it would be a lot nicer for it to do things like dock on a moving grid. But as it is now, this thing, if I turn off this test one and I say do this normal one here, if I just play, this is going to get to the high point above, and I can even drive while that's doing that. I can go, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to run away. And I'm going to park over here. The ship's still going to chase me down, but I need to be stationary when it docks so that it will do it. So it's coming down to dock, and it will dock, but I just need to be stationary when it does. So that'll be an important thing for, like, when you're making a carrier and you're going to have a bunch of drone fighters that need to come back and dock after they're done fighting. You'll need to make sure that you stop your carrier, recall all the drones, and then spool up again. And you also have to put the, like there, I lost the drone because I used P, and also I just broke a piece of my rover. I gotta put the, this one here, used for parking, and this one used for parking. Air recorder play. Chase me, biatch. I don't think the I don't think the AI is smart enough to do dampeners by itself. I think it's always going to have dampeners on. And I don't know if this AI is moving. I might have damaged it. You okay, dude? I don't need the test one anymore. It looks like it broke because I went away too fast and too far. But that's okay. I don't think turning off dampeners while recording for the AI will function properly. I believe when you turn on the AI thing, it will just do that. It'll be like that. It's just, if you want to have something dock with you, you have to be relatively stationary. That's just the thing we'll have to do, unless they add in relative. If it's, that would be something for them to add, is that if it's going relative to a beacon, then it should auto dampen to the beacon. That is a really good piece of feedback, and you should let them know that. But as it stands, you just have to be stationary for your things to dock to it. Although this should theoretically work fairly well with water mod. Considering water mods, you can use thrusters with water mod, and you just basically don't need downwards thrusters. So the thing will try to go sideways and forwards and back and stuff like that. But it won't, need the downwards thrusters to be able to lift off. Okay, let's try, since you guys are asking about it, and I don't think it's gonna work, but we'll try it. Drop that off there. I will fly over here and I will turn my dampeners off and activate the system with dampeners off. It turns dampeners on immediately. Even if I try to turn dampeners off while it's doing it, it turns the dampeners on immediately. That's just the thing. If you want it to dock with you, you have to be stationary. Maybe they'll fix that and make it better, but that's just a feedback we can give it to. But for now, grid-to-grid docking is stationary affair. Which isn't that bad, really. You just notice that your drone is coming back and you're driving around, and you just have to stop for a second, let the drone dock, and then continue driving. Easy peasy. Because now I can just jump into my rover and I can just take off. Although the drone's slowing me down. I could set up on a timer or a sensor or event block or whatever to turn off the thrusters. Or I can just leave it behind. Oh yeah, it doesn't need line of sight to start traveling to the point. Because it should be able to avoid collisions and such. Can drones like this dock into hangars? Sure, why not? You just need to record the path into the hangar, and you're good. You just have it fly through the hangar. You can even have the hangar automatically open for it. Okay, imagine this. You've got a drone like this, and you've got a hangar with a big enough door that it can fly through. And you have the airlock script. And you have this thing fly in here, and then as it enters, you have a timer on it to cause it to loiter. So when it reaches the waypoint in the middle of the hangar, the timer turns off the like it pauses the remote control so that it sits here for a second and gives the thing enough time to cycle, and then after it's done cycling, it comes in. You could totally make that happen. totally make that happen. Yeah, so that's docking to a moving grid. At least a mobile grid. You can move it, but it has to be stopped for docking. There's the airlock, both large and small. Same concept, same way to set it up. So this is a nice little 3x3x3 airlock that you can slap on every single ship that you make. And we've got our cruise missiles and our anti-air turret that is firing missiles automatically. That is awesome. I can't think of anything else right now that I want to build or do tonight, as it is getting late. And I'm speaking for 2.5 hours. But I think I have a good grasp on the entirety of this update now, of how each blocks work and such. The AI basic, again, I've pretty much figured out the AI basic, because that's just like travel to waypoint and follow something. AI recorder has been pretty interesting. We've got it to do paths, to do docking runs, and to dock to a mobile grid. Flight move, that's just does what everything is for movement. Defensive is just run away. Although people are saying they're talking about defensive in turrets, and I don't know what that is. Let me just bring out a bison. Because it has a turret on it. So this turret has 600 meter range. And people are saying that if you put a defensive on here, it does something good for the turrets. Like it gives them some extra bonus. My mouse is clicking twice because it's silly. Alright. So AI defensive combat. Not gonna flee. And it's just searching for enemies. Okay, I believe if I put an AI offensive on here, I can cause that search time to be reduced. Right. Does that change it? It gets down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Click, and now it's still 30 seconds. Okay. So the AI offensive doesn't do anything. And also it needs a move and things. Okay, so that AI offensive doesn't do anything. I keep hearing people say the AI defensive helps these shoot for longer distances. It has a max range of 800, and its AI range is 600. So let's fly over, oh, sorry, not fly, let's drive over here, which is partially flying on the moon once you get a little bit of lift. Go off a ramp. And let's put an enemy grid at 800 meters, and let's see if it shoots the enemy grid. Actually, not going to be much over here. Actually, I can figure it out. Okay. It's a Razer thing, I believe. Or is it a Corsair mouse? I don't know. It's a mouse. Fighter. My shitty fighter again. So let's put my shitty fighter in the air right here. Take away the turret. Give this the space pirates. Put the beacon up so I can see where it is. And let's go back to the rover. So we're over 600 meters away from it. We're over 800 meters away from it. This thing is target locked on my fighter. So the AI shooting distance on my turret is 600 meters. So I should not start firing here. Yeah, I'm not shooting. I know the maximum range of this is 800. Oh, I need to turn the block on. That'd be really nice if I turn the block on or not. 600 meters, no target. But it's still not shooting. But I can, manually, hit it. Yes, I can hit it. So it is within range. AI offensive. It has no static weapons. That's just for static weapons, not for turrets. It's attacking Kana fighter. With what? A manual facing priority? There's no weapons to add. Because it's just the turret. Now, the AI blocks cannot drive rovers. This is definitely detecting that ship. 100%. What, you're talking about like doing a custom turret on this thing? Here, let me throw a custom turret on here real quick. Rotor. Hinge. Gat. So let's do rotor. Hinge. Gat. Turret. See, that's the double click I'm talking about. Okay. Custom turrets. Rotor, hinge, camera, GAT, 600 meters. Enable AI. Control it. I can hit the target from here. We're within range. AI offensive. Give it that Gatling gun. Use static weapons. Not doing anything. I don't know where people are getting this, that the defensive makes your turret shoot further. It doesn't seem to be. If... Because when I turn on the offensive, the defensive turns off. Offensive on the turret? And then, like, what? A gyro or something for it to affect the turret with? Doesn't seem to be working. But I assume the moment I drive within 600 meters, both these turrets are going to open up. Yep. Just like they should. Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't work. This has even got both their AI behaviors on because it's a separate grid. Turn on the facing mode of the defensive. Of the defensive to the gun? Facing mode? You mean... manual facing priority? This needs a flight block, doesn't it? That's jiggling hard. Hinge. Off. Rotor. Where's the advanced rotor? Off. Oh, wait a second. Maybe you got something here. Oh, it's derpy. It's derpy. It's doing something though. One on override, one on not? No, that's not working. Maybe need some braking torque. There you go. The fuck? Is that working? I'm gonna just get rid of a lot of this stuff here. Just and don't show on terminal. I'm trying to get too much stuff in my way. Let's see. AI offensive. Let's just use static weapons that stay at range. It's derpy! It's derpy! Slurpee! But it's shooting at it. I mean, it's really bad aim, but it's theoretically shooting at it. Stay at range, that's good. We just need to... No, not overriding one of the gyros, that doesn't help. Share nurse to tensor doesn't really... Does that do anything? It seems to slow down its bounce, but it's just not moving very well. I think we just need more braking torque. I mean, that's working. When you drive, does it change the target? Or is it low to locked up? Okay, now it's too locked up. Okay, so I need that on the hinge is fine. Let's go to the advanced rotor. So you have too low braking torque and it goes back and forth. Just enough braking torque and it locks in. You have to finesse this, man. 200,000? Is that how much it is? Where are you shooting anyway? So it's shooting off to the side. I don't know what to set these at. But, well, theoretically. I'll leave one on override, whatever. I think I'll override it and its power will be 50%. Dude, that's actually working. It's actually changing aim. Now, I don't know if torque 0 is correct. But I think you can finesse that. I think you can figure that out. But that is actually it shooting at its beyond turret range. Let me stop for a second. It is shooting below, so that's hinge now. I think it's shooting. Yeah, it's bugged out. But hey! It's a little derpy, but I think there's something there if you want to play with it. Of using a gyro to aim the turret instead of the hinges and such. And then you can get the gun to shoot at a little bit longer range. I'm not sure it's relevant or if it's good or not, but you could theoretically do it. However, that's it for me tonight. It is getting late here, so I'm going to leave on this little abomination, as there's something there if you want to play with it. Might be best with railguns. Honestly, at that point, just make a tiny little drone and put the railgun on it, and then just let the thing do its thing without having to be constrained by a piston. Not a piston, a rotor or a hinge. Just make it a little railgun turret ship, and you just have it flying near you or something. But that's going to be it for now. Last question here. Hey, Kana, do you think this is all being added concurrently to run on their new engine that's being worked on? About their new engine, they are obviously making a new engine. It's pretty much guaranteed at this point that either they're going to port Space Engineers over to it, which I think is the less business sense way of doing it, or if they're just going to make Space Engineers 2 at 3 years from now. 2 or 3 years from now, sort of thing. Space Engineers is probably getting to the end of its life cycle, and if they can go, hey, welcome to Space Engineers 2, and it's got all these the same blocks and all of this DLC from like Space Engineers 1, and it's all in one nice little package, and it's got the new VRH 3 engine with all its water physics and all that kind of stuff all built in day one, then they can sell that. You can easily charge full price for that game. Like, easily charge like a $60-$70 game. Instead of Space Engineers, what is it currently? What does Space Engineers cost on the workshop, right? Like on the store page, base game is $22.79 Canadian. So like $20 USD or something like that. Like, Space Engineers is frickin' cheap. They could take all of the everything that is in Space Engineers now, bundle it all up, put it in a new engine, and sell it for let's get the sun back there, and sell it for $60-$70. But can you imagine a nice, good Space Engineers with built-in AI spawning and contracts and everything working nicely with nice stable environment and such? Be amazing. However, what I think the main cash cow for them is not making Space Engineers 2. That's just like bonus. What I think they're trying to do is they're basically taking all of their income from this game and from their other projects, and they're trying to make an engine. And they're trying to make a voxel-based sandbox game engine that they can sell, like, what is it, Unreal, you know, that kind of concept. Make money not by making the game, but by making the tools to make the game, and then sell the tools. And because if they make this like extremely stable, fully explorable, deformable terrain, different types of terrain like sand, rock, all the experimentations they're doing, fully volumetric water, like aerodynamics, they put this all into its thing, and then they say, go ahead, there's the engine, do what you want with it. That is what's going to make them money. Half a dozen games use it. They get a couple bucks each time one of those games sells because they have the licensing for the engine. That is Space Engineer's moneymaker in the future. If they get that set up, then they can just sit back and just like have fun, do whatever they want at that point. Keep working on their engine. Keep making Space Engineers 2 really cool. But anyway, that's a rant at the end. Thank you for watching. I gotta go to bed. But I'll probably, like, there was a video by Splitsy for the update of what's in it. I may or may not make one of those because I've done these couple streams and I need to get back to recording, so I'm gonna undo my beta and go back to normal Space Engineers. And I'll probably just do my update video when the actual release comes out. And then it'll show everything that's in the release. But for now, I think these 2 streams give me the idea of what I need, what's in the update and such. But time for me to go to sleep because I got to get up and walk my dog. Thanks for watching. Good hunting out there, fellow Space Engineers.